Shana Tova and Gemar Fatima Tova. I am Eli Sabo, president of CKI. Instead of standing in front of you speaking to a full shul before Kol Nidrei, I'm standing here in an empty shul speaking to a camera. These are unusual circumstances we're in, so I figured I would dress the part for you tonight as a dress rehearsal for those that are joining us in person for Kol Nidrei. The past year has been unusual, unexpected, and unbelievably challenging for us all in many ways. However, despite the challenges that we face as we live through a pandemic, we're starting the new year strong. Before the pandemic, the way our community came together was here in this building on Shabbos, Yom Tov, and occasions in between. One day, we'll be able to again sit at a table together in our recently renovated social hall and enjoy the best Kiddush in Brooklyn. In response to the pandemic, we've taken extraordinary measures to keep our community safe and connected. Rabbi Sam and some of our community members have been hosting virtual shiurim and services while we're unable to meet in person. We've also taken thoughtful care to reintroduce the community back into our building with new safety and social distancing procedures under the guidance of experts. And despite the climate we are in, people are actually moving to the neighborhood, coming to shul in a safe way, and becoming members. Rabbi Sam kicked off another cohort for his conversion classes. He also established his own hashgacha, Mason Jar K, and has brought Ras plant-based Ethiopian, a vegan Ethiopian restaurant, under his supervision, helping sustain and grow the community. And of course, life cycle events continue with weddings, funerals, mournings, and introducing new babies into our community. Since last year, we've come a long way with our building. We've implemented additional security in the building with the grant money that was awarded to us by the New York State Department of Homeland Security. We were able to repair the back wall, corner of the shul, and reframe and replace the back doors on all 3 floors, which now close properly and securely. And big news, I'm excited to share that the construction of the bathrooms downstairs will start any day now, for real. This time it's happening. The contract was finalized and signed this week, so we'll be able to put hammer to nail shortly. Once we start that project, we'll be able to focus on the AC project, hopefully later in the winter. And as an endorsement of our progress in furthering the building improvements, our anonymous donor and alumni of the shul has contributed another $100,000 towards the capital fund, allowing us to start strategizing what to tackle during the next phase of our building improvements. None of what I outlined tonight would be possible without so many of you out there in our community, so I want to say thank you. Thank you to the board. Behind the scenes, the board has been working hard to improve shul governance, administration, and financial systems, as well as ensuring that we continue to push forward and grow as a community despite the situation we are in. Thank you to Rabbi Schwartz and Rabbi Reinstein for meeting the spiritual and pastoral needs of our community week in and week out, and helping ensure that we stay connected spiritually and as a community as well. And now, as all shul presidents before me have done, this is the time where I ask you for your financial support, as we need it now more than ever. We need to make it through this year as a community and financially. While we may not see each other in person, or if we do, it's from a distance. And behind a mask. These are important ways that each of us can connect to CKI. In the coming year, the CKI operational budget is expected to be north of $120,000. Divided roughly into 3 categories: building and operations, parsonage for our rabbis, and programming and ritual needs. As we shared in the annual meeting in June, our bottom line does not change drastically in a pandemic. We still pay our rabbis, we still need to maintain minimal utilities for the building, we still need the A-roof to be up each week, and we're committed to continuing continuing to pay our super and cleaners, even if their services look different right now. Membership dues cover 1/3 of our budget. Another 1/3 comes from targeted support, kiddish sponsorships and specified donations towards the Eruv, children's programming, and parsonage. The majority of the remaining $40,000 needs to be raised in this month of Tishrei. As you've heard before, we've worked hard to structure and build our financial systems. Now we're asking you to help us build reserves to weather the storm and the uncertainty of this upcoming year. Your support towards CKI's annual fund will provide much needed stability during these uncertain times. I ask you now, before Kol Nidrei, to think about what CKI means to you, both during this pandemic, before, and God willing, soon afterwards. For me, the shul is a place that is open, welcoming, and still has the Hamisha, homey feel to it. Think about what the shul means to you, and now put a value on it. In a year where we're already so far outside our comfort zones, I'm asking that if you're comfortable giving $18, consider giving $36. If you're comfortable giving $180, consider giving $360. Whatever you're comfortable with, I'm asking that we step out of our comfort zone now so that our community can return to shul in the near future and continue where we left off. Throughout the Torah and Jewish history, we see a long-standing theme of people connecting to God and our community through money. I, like many others, have the tradition of doing kaparos before Yom Kippur with money. When we swing that money above our head and we say, and this is the money that shall go to charity so that we may have a good life and peace. We use the money to connect us to God and ask for forgiveness. This year, when we're missing physical proximity and connection to each other in shul, I'm asking you to build and enforce your connection with CKI and your community with your donations. Good news, we accept contactless payments. You can donate by either clicking the link in the email, mailing a check, or even via Zelle. All of that information is in the email. I'm appreciative of your support, but more importantly, your community is appreciative. Join us in expressing your gratitude for CKI by making a donation today. On behalf of myself and the entire Board of Trustees, in the merit of your continued support to Congregation Kol Israel, may you and your family be sealed in the Book of Life. May the Almighty grant you good health, success in all of your endeavors, and an abundance of nachas. Shana Tova and Gemar Chatima Tova.